Hey guys, it's Austin, and in a continuation of our Buying Your First Firearm series, today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't know about if you're not already in the firearms community, and that is firearms safety. So I kind of always equate these things to things that everyone knows, or most everyone knows, and that's driving a car. The first time you get in the car to drive, you kind of got to look where you're going to put the seatbelt. You got to look where you're going to put the key in the ignition. You're probably not the most comfortable, and that's very similar to firearms because you don't grow up with a innate knowledge of firearms. You don't grow up with this natural knowledge of guns or cars or things like that. And a lot of people have this idea that for some reason firearms are inherently dangerous. It's kind of the same thing with a kitchen knife. It's not dangerous until you do something to make it dangerous. If I pick this gun up, I am in control of it. A lot of people will come in, they say, oh, I'm nervous holding this. There's no reason to be because you're in control of this item. Until you tell it to do something, your brain tells your finger to pull the trigger, the gun is not going to go off for some reason. So we're going to start off with the 4 weapon safety rules. You'll hear this from a lot of different people in a lot of different minute different ways, but it breaks down to 4 very simple rules. In the United States Marine Corps, we break it down to treat, never, keep, keep. We're going to treat every weapon as if it were loaded. What does that mean? I'm not going to go ahead and point this gun at anything I do not want to shoot. That means I'm going to go ahead and make sure the gun's completely unloaded. I'm going to keep this gun in a safe direction because even though this gun isn't loaded, not everyone around me is going to know that. And I want to treat this gun as if it is still a potentially dangerous item. So that is treat. We're going to go to never. We're going to never point this gun at anything we don't want to shoot. So like I just said, even though I know this gun's unloaded, the first rule, I'm going to still keep this gun pointed in a safe direction. I'm not going to point it at myself. I'm not going to point it at anyone else. The only time I'm ever going to point a gun at something with intent is when I'm on target, ready to shoot. Treat, never. We're going to go ahead and keep. Keep my fingers straight off the trigger until I'm ready to fire. So you'll see a lot of people, they're going to index their finger on the side of the gun just like this. Until I'm ready, my sights are aligned on the target. I've decided that I want to go ahead and shoot. Then, and only then, I'm going to go ahead and put my finger on the trigger and pull the trigger to the rear. So we got treat, never, keep. The last one is keep. We're going to keep the weapon on safe until we intend to fire. This is a striker fired gun, a CZ P10C. This gun doesn't have an external safety. What it has is a trigger safety. So you see that little bar right there that's moving back and forth. So me inherently keeping my finger off the trigger is going to inherently keep this gun on safe. So things like 1911s and some guns like that are going to have manual safeties. So keeping with the other weapon safety rules until I have decided that I want to shoot, the firearm is loaded, I would put the gun on target, disable the safety, and then go ahead and pull the trigger. The first thing I'm going to do when I decide I want to get the gun off target, disengage my sights from the target, turn that safety on, and then go ahead and keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, or that be going into the holster, going down onto a table, or whatever that might be. So we got treat, never, keep, keep. How many of those weapon safety rules do you have to break to do something unsafe? All 4. If I point the gun in an unsafe direction, but the gun's not loaded, and I don't have my finger on the trigger, yeah, I might piss someone off because I pointed a gun at him, but the gun's not going to go bang. If I keep my finger on the trigger for some reason, the gun is loaded, but the gun's pointed in a safe direction, and I pull the trigger, I had an unintentional discharge, but it was in a pretty safe location, hopefully not doing anything crazy, bouncing off and hitting anyone, but I had the gun pointed in a safe direction, so I'm not going to be pointing a loaded gun at someone and then accidentally pulling the trigger. So to do something very unsafe, you actually have to break all 4 weapon safety rules, guys. So keep that in mind. Keep these weapon safety rules in mind. Come in and don't be nervous picking up your first gun.